Road safety is a major issue in New Zealand. In the period of 2012, there were 267 fatal road crashes, 9,337 injury crashes, 308 deaths, and 12,122 people injured. The Internet of Things is a proposed development of the Internet in which everyday objects have network connectivity, allowing them to send and receive data. The Internet of Things extends Internet connectivity beyond traditional devices such as laptops, smartphones, and tablets to a wide range of devices and everyday objects that utilize embedded technology to communicate and interact with the external environment, all via the Internet. For example, a baby's bib that can monitor breathing and skin temperature and sends this info straight to your smartphone. The Internet of Things is a relatively new concept that brings a lot of advertising opportunities into the world. Sensors in cars are continually getting more advanced, and in the highest end of this technology, cars can even drive themselves using these sensors, which detect everything from dogs and pedestrians on the road to road signs and signals. An Advergame is an online video game which promotes a marketing message. My proposed idea of an application of the Internet of Things is using these sensors in cars to collect data of driving skill to contribute towards an Advergame to promote safe driving. The game will consist of a set of scores that you receive from your driving behaviors tracked by the car. For example, speeding excessively or disobeying road signs will see a decrease in your score, and so on. Driving behaviors will also be assessed on weather data collected from the car. For example, if it was a wet day or there was poor visibility, adjustments will be made to your score. It is important that the game will be designed not in a name and shame way where bad drivers are shamed and warned of, but a game where an improved score is reasonably attainable so that constant improvement of driving is encouraged. The score will be based on the average score of the New Zealand driver and will show which tier you fall under in 15% categories. This will ensure that people in social circles cannot be scrutinised for being the worst drivers, as they could fall anywhere in the proposed 15% range. There will be a connection to social media to try to make players socially responsible for their driving activities, therefore pushing them to try harder to achieve a good score. The social media aspect will also allow for further road safety, as users will be rewarded points for sharing information about road hazards or correct driving tips. Points could also be given for attending things like defensive driving courses or completing theory-based tests online. Further applications of this idea could see cyclists and pedestrians scored on their road safety skills when on the move by assessing information gathered from smartphones that use GPS and connect with the safe driving application. People would want to engage in this game for a number of reasons. First off, people want to play to improve society. Also, people could engage in this game for social competitiveness. But most of all, people like to play games. The Advergame could also use windshield displays, which are already in use in high-end cars, to display warnings and hazards and driving information useful to contribute to safer driving. This idea could also have other further applications, such as insurance companies could use the Advergame score to assess your level of insurability. Also, driving tests could become fully automated, where reaching a particular score on the game could earn you a driver's license. There are a few limitations to this game, however. First off, the adoption process may be inhibited because people would have privacy issues with the game, as they might not want all of this information to be tracked by a company. Also, bad drivers have the option to stop playing the game if their scores become too low. And lastly, this could encourage a certain group of people who would challenge themselves to get the lowest score possible and end up being more dangerous on the road. So think about this idea and imagine how safe driving could be if people were held accountable for every move that they made on the road.